Hello friends, welcome to UK Dreamers. I'm Dr. Aman and today we'll be talking about a very simple yet very complicated process, that is applying for the GMC registration. As most of us would be sitting somewhere in different part of the world, this becomes very tensed, to go through all this and pay for the sum and everything. So I'll try to simplify it as much as I can. So if you don't know me, I'm a doctor working at the NHS. I run a vlog called UK Dreamers. You can get into the website ukdreamers.info, or you can go on YouTube and search UK Dreamers, and you'll find various videos about sponsorship pathways and how to deal with day-to-day challenges that we face in the UK. Okay, so if this video, as I say, the pathway is going to be same if you're coming through PLAB pathway, if you're coming through sponsorship pathway, if you're coming through post graduation, that you've done the membership of Royal Colleges, fellowship, whatever, or if you're coming through an international approved post graduation which is accepted in the GMC, the pathway still remains the same. So let's go ahead and crack on. So first of all, as I always say, when in doubt, use Google. So go to GMC online to make an account for the GMC basically. So when you go to this and you open an account, the GMC website basically pops up in front of you. What you need to do is online apply for an account basically. So you fill all your details, your your email and everything, your basic details, your personal details, your qualificational details and everything, and then it takes you to a page. But what happens is, the first time when you see this is what most of us see, that your account is locked, and this sends a thrill down your spines. Oh, what happened? My first thing that I've done in the GMC, my account is locked. How do I cope with this? Blah blah blah. Don't panic. This is a standard operating procedure for the GMC, because they they will lock your account, but once you give them a call on the screen, you can see the number on the screen. They will ask you your basic details, do a sort of scrutiny, you may say, your name and your date of birth. In UK, date of birth is very important. So once they've asked you your basic details, then they are sure, okay, this is the guy who is applying for this. Your account gets unfreezed. Okay, after it gets unfreezed, you can go ahead and apply for the registration and everything else. Okay, now let's come. See, I've already done the login for you, because it becomes difficult. So this is my GMC profile basically. So what we're gonna do is things to go through before applying the registration, how to apply the registration, and what sort of fees are you expecting to be paying at the end. So just go to registration and licensing. I would strictly say, guys, this is a very wonderful website. Just go through it, because most of your questions and queries would be answered in this website only. So before you apply for the registration, what were you gonna see? You've got 9 brief points which are very important, as I say. So I'm not going to go in each and every one of them. We'll directly go to the types of registration basically. Since we are applying either through PLAB, sponsorship, or the Royal College membership, the registration that would be applying would be a full-time registration, not the specialist registration, not the GP registration. I'm not talking about those in this video. This is only if you're coming through PLAB, coming through a sponsorship pathway, coming through, you've got your membership exams, but you're not on the specialist register of the UK. You've not done your CCT or CSER or anything. So you just come and register, and that's what we're going to talk about, the full registration. So let's go ahead. How to register? As I say, when things get complex, when you're sitting in a foreign soil, you're like, oh, what's happening? So first and foremost, are you eligible? How do you make sure you're eligible? Because either you've done your PLAB, either you've been offered a certificate of sponsorship, you've got a basic job offer in your hand, and the trust or the Royal College has agreed that they'll be giving you a certificate of sponsorship, and you've got some money in your account, around £400, and And that's it practically, because the identity check and everything comes into play when you come into the UK. So this is a very structured flow chart that you can see on the website of GMC. I'm sorry if it's not very clear. The dark blue ones are the ones that GMC does for you. The light blue ones are the one that you do for GMC. So it's a two-way street basically. So once everything is you've read the basic guidance here, you apply for the the page registration, you get the message that your account is locked, call them, get it sorted. And then once you start giving them the evidence that were asked by them, make sure that compile all the documents. For instance, your certificate of good standing, your basic mark sheet, your epic verification, everything should go in one single file as a PDF. Once you've done all this, the GMC usually takes 5 working days to get back to you. Don't get very anxious, because in the UK, 5 working days is Monday to Friday. They don't count Saturday and Sunday as working days. So for instance, you've submitted your application on Friday, give them 5 full working days so that they can go ahead and process things for you. Don't get panicky. Don't start calling them. Yes, if you haven't heard them like for 8 to 10 days, yes, do give them a call. So most of you would be getting the GMC in a good go if you've given everything well, while others would be still being asked additional supporting documents. Like for me, GMC took a rough 2.5 months because they kept asking me for more documents from my university. So yes, it depends on person to person. Once you've done everything and everything is sorted, you get your GMC. There's one small thing that you need to do in the UK is, once you come here, you need to go for a physical ID check within 3 months of your arrival here, or you may say 3 months of the invitation mail, because the GMC will send you an invitation mail and you need to go within 3 months. It's Manchester or London that you need to go and get it sorted basically. Okay, so let's go to the next section here. Evidence that you need to provide. As I talked earlier, we all know about this, that we need to give them the basic evidences, as in the primary source verification of their primary medical qualification, acceptable English requirements, any reasons for the breaks in clinical practice. Anything above 5 weeks is going to be asked by the GMC. What did you do? Make sure you give very genuine reasons. Don't say that you went on a holiday trip somewhere for 2 months, didn't come back. Give them something genuine reason basically. Okay, I'm not saying you lie to them, but give them a basic acceptable genuine reason. And once we come here, the knowledge and skills, as you can see on the screen, as I said, if you pass your PLAB, great. Like submit your PLAB certificate. If you're holding an acceptable postgraduate qualifications, few countries have few postgraduate qualifications which are accepted by the GMC. So if you have them, you directly bypass all the exams, come and apply for the registrations. The third one, gaining sponsorship by a approved sponsor. So the main backstream of our channel is getting people to know about the sponsorship pathway. So this is where you get the certificate of sponsorship from the Royal Colleges or the trust, and then you get and apply the GMC if you got a European qualification, or if you're eligible to come into the specialist register, which we are not going to talk about. So as you can see, being honest in your application, because the GMC is very particular, rather the UK system is very particular about giving genuine informations basically. So what they're going to check in your application: your previous employments, your employers, your referees, your postgraduate letters, the universities, and hence and so forth. Okay, so don't get much panicky about this. It usually gets sorted, not so cranky to get it sorted. So now I'm going to tell you how to apply for a registration. So as I said, you get too panicky. Oh, what's happening? What's my route here? So what is happening is, if you're coming through PLAB is your route. If you're coming through sponsorship is your route. If you're coming through the membership exams of the Royal College, that's your route. If you're coming through acceptable postgraduate qualification, that's your route. Now I'll show you how it works. So are you registered with the GMC? You click no. Okay, so then they would ask you further, what are you applying for? So what we are applying is the first one, apply for registration with a license to practice, including specialist and GP registration. As I said, we're not talking about it. So if for simple, to keep it very, very simple, you're applying for a registration with license to practice. So once you click on that, you get into another page. Are you applying Swiss applicant? Nah, most of us are not. Okay, so what describes best as your primary medical qualification? Did you graduate in the UK? No. Did you graduate in the European countries? Maybe yes, maybe no. And none of the above, as I said. Most of us come from the none of the above. So just go through the none of the above. So now, have you completed your internship? See, there's a very, very specific, stringent criteria from the GMC for the internship. You can go through the GMC website and get it done. Basically, you should have medical and surgical specialties, a total term of 12 months, hence and so forth. So you can have a read. There are various blogs on the internet who've given a brief, very, very detailed description about it. So yes, you've completed your internship. So now we go into the next one. Where did you complete your internship? Most of us would be doing it elsewhere, anywhere in the globe other than the United Kingdom. So then you come to the last page, basically, which of these following can you provide an evidence of? So if you pass PLAB, provide PLAB. If you have a GMC sponsor, provide sponsor. Acceptable postgraduate qualification, do that. The rest, all of these, relatively just leave it. So now if the people who are coming basically to the USMLE pathway, there's an acceptable overseas registration exam. So this is what you can apply into. There are various other ways where you can skip the PLAB. You can have a read over the internet. Let's not make it complicated. So for us, like for instance, if we are coming to the sponsorship pathway, what do we do? So sponsored through a GMC approval. Okay, so this becomes complete. So then you go into read your guidance. So what's happening? Full registration for doctors with sponsorship. Now it's going to give you another set of details, what you need to do, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so if you want, you can email this link to your email, basically, so it will send you all the basic details. We're not gonna do much about this because I'm already registered, guys. I can't register twice. So what I'm going to talk about is the amount of fees. See, you've done everything, you've sorted everything, sent all the documents that has been asked by the GMC in a compiled PDF file, answered all the queries which are being asked by the GMC. For instance, if you had a gap in your employment, gap in your internship was long, internship was short, and whatnot. Okay, so once you've sorted all the queries of the GMC and GMC people are happy with you, see, it's a very, very standardized procedure, but still it varies from person to person who's handling your case. For instance, I graduated from Ukraine. So for me, they asked a hell lot of documents. So eventually I had to, get to my university a couple of times, and it took a very, very long time, basically. And the same happened with a senior of mine. But another colleague of mine who just applied a couple of months ago didn't got asked anything that we were asked. So it basically depends. Though if you're being asked many, many things, don't panic, because that's what most of us do. Even I was panicking a lot, but eventually, they did things in their own pace. So whatever they're asking you, make sure that you're presenting it to them in the way they want it to be. So after everything sorted, you pay GMC a fees. You pay them £406 annually as your GMC registration fee. Okay, this is can give you some tax rebate, but usually it's not paid by any of the trust or the royal colleges or anything. So this definitely comes out of your pockets. The first time you're paying this, make sure you've got a credit card which is working internationally. Just pay this £406, and from the next year, like for instance, I paid this last year in the month of March 2020, but then the pandemic came and everything, and I started working here last year in November, but I still had to renew it this year in March, so I had to pay another £406. Okay, the good thing is the first time you pay it all in a lump sum, from the second time you can get into a system called direct debit, so it keeps getting deducted as £40 or something every month, so it doesn't get a very, very big load on you, basically. So as I said, you can go for the tax relief and benefits according to that. So guys, I hope you're sort of less anxious related to the registration and everything now. And if you've got any doubts, any more videos that you want me to make, just drop me a message on the website, as I said. If not, you can drop me a message at ukdrvlogs@gmail.com, ukdrvlogs@gmail.com, or you can also drop me a message on the website. As I said, you can just go on the right side, you can see, and just drop me the message. So I hope GMC registration is sorted for you. So all of those who are planning, just work hard, guys. You can be here. It's not that hard. And for those who are on the verge of coming here, welcome to the UK, guys. Plenty of other videos on the website as well. So if you need anything else, just let me know. Just send me a text, and hopefully keep liking it, keep showing your love, keep sharing with your friends. And I hope you all become here, you all come here, and the dream of being in UK is, you know real for all of us. Thank you so much. Cheers. Keep watching UK Dreamers. Thank you.